I'm just wanting to let you know, in case you're unfamiliar with K-Bear, that we have this program called The Noon Hour of Madness and Mayhem that's powered by Jalisco's. You can actually listen to it on the air every weekday live, or you can find it now on demand, wherever you get your podcasts. I believe we're still working on trying to get it on Apple Podcasts, but it is available on Spotify, YouTube, all the other various websites. I'm sure you can also find it at riverbendmediagroup.com. It's where Victor and I get together and we discuss a wide variety of subjects during the lunch hour. Something worth checking out for sure. Anyway, here's today's Peaches Pit Party episode. I hope you like it. For the most part, I hate Tuesdays. I really do. Tuesdays are clinically the worst day out of the entire week, but I do love a good Tuesday whenever there's a lot of tours getting announced, and most importantly, these tours are coming close to the area. I figured why not start off my show here today with a rundown of all the tours that got announced today, which you can find all of them at riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar. Starting things off early this morning, I did see Spirit Box announced a tour with Loathe, Gel, Dying Wish at the complex in Salt Lake City on May 3rd. There also was a massive tease for this tour. I was trying to find it here on the computer. Yeah, there it is. There was a massive tease for this next tour. They were shining these certain symbols on various venues around the country, and luckily enough, one of those venues was the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater. Pierce the Veil, Sleeping with Sirens in beach weather, bringing the I Can't Hear You World Tour to the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater in Salt Lake on Friday, June 20th. Another great show, another great tour that got announced. Make Them Suffer, opening up for them like Moths to Flames, Wind Waker, Aviana, Saturday, March 29th at the complex in Salt Lake City. There also was something I'm very excited for because I've been wanting to see both these bands perform live. I've heard great things about them. Meshuggah, Cannibal Corpse, and Carcass at the complex as well, Saturday, April 5th in Salt Lake, and then also in Boise at the Revolution Concert House, I believe the day after. That's right. You can find all these shows that got announced because I'm sure you're sitting there like, how am I supposed to keep track of all of these? Simple. You go to the riverbendmediagroup.com, go to that website, go to the concert calendar that's right there, and then at the very top right-hand corner of the page, there's the concert, the filter right there on the top. You go to Concert Rock, and there you go. That's how you'll get all the rock shows for next year. riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar. I always love seeing stories local to the area that pop up in the radio prep, and even also these stories from back in my hometown, my home state of California, Southern California to be exact. I love seeing the different stories from places that I could have driven past, maybe even gone to and just forgot about it. This place called Silky Sullivan's Restaurant and Irish Pub in Fountain Valley, California. I didn't really frequent Fountain Valley all that often, but I went there more often than not. Has been around for decades. It's in the middle of making a big move to a new location across the street. And about a week ago, the pub's sign was stolen in the commotion of the move. For what reason, I don't know. Who wants to steal a sign like that? Maybe it's for, somebody's man cave. They want to have an authentic bar sign just on the wall in their garage or something like that. There's a lot of people in California that have garage bars, garage setups in there because no house in California has a basement. That's what I was most shocked by around here is that almost every house has a basement here. Back at home, no, you use the garage for the most part for stuff like that. So I'm sitting here doing the show, saw somebody was calling me on my phone. I heard that dun. Didn't see who exactly was calling me because my phone was to my left and I looked over there. I'm like, wait, Uncle Bob is calling me? Everybody has an Uncle Bob. My dad's brother, also a huge AC/DC fan. He's calling me to just ask me about, hey, if you know of any tickets, let me know and I'll pay for you. I'll pay for them if you do buy them. It's like, what makes you think I'm buying tickets? Ask your own brother. That show is in Pasadena. I'm over here in Idaho trying my best to see if I can spot any good deals to send over to my dad. AC/DC not really doing any pre-sales. They're kind of just doing this 2-hour window where they're doing this like diamond pre-sale 2 hours before the general on sale starts on Friday. This Friday, December 6th at around noon is when the general on sale starts. This pre-sale starts at 10 a.m. I was looking around on Reddit trying to find a code of some sort because somehow these scalpers have tickets that are, I don't know, $700 they're trying to sell them for. I don't know how they have these tickets, if they're fake tickets, what's going on, but somehow my dad was like, yeah, Vivid Seats had tickets already for $700. I'm like, $700? What are you talking about? I'm hoping that tickets are not that expensive. This is going to be the Rose Bowl, though. Like, there's going to be plenty of options to choose from when it comes to seats. I guess when my dad first bought tickets for AC/DC back in 2008, they had this fan club, and they gave you the pre-sale code. You went online, and tickets were real cheap, and somehow my dad got 2 tickets right there by the catwalk, and my dad got to high-five Brian Johnson back in 2008 at the Forum. And last time we saw them was back in 2016 at Dodger Stadium. That was a great show. This is potentially the last time they'll ever tour. Like, these are the last final dates before they're just completely done and over with. So I'm hoping that we're able to get a decent deal with the upcoming sale. I'm trying my best with my radio magic to try to get like some sort of press pass or something like that to go to the show myself. I'm like, hey, can I potentially interview Angus Young, please? That would be the best thing to ever happen to me. You see, I knew it. I knew it. Somebody's house would get burnt down on Thanksgiving. This is only one report due to somebody trying to fry a turkey in their garage. Their whole house in Connecticut went up in flames. Now gone. A $3 million home in Connecticut went up in flames. Thanksgiving Day, the dinner hosts attempted to deep fry a turkey in the garage. The chief of volunteer fire department said that when we arrived, the garage and the room above the garage were completely involved. The fire also spread to the house next door, which was destroyed. Imagine being that person's neighbor. Fortunately, everyone was able to leave the home safely, but Thanksgiving now forever ruined for those people. And I'm sure they'll never want to touch turkey ever again. The National Turkey Foundation also had to put out a statement. Advises deep frying turkeys outside instead of inside. You just have to be really careful because it can all go bad really quickly. Again, wouldn't have this problem if you just ordered, I don't know, pizza, maybe got a ham instead that's already... There's no long process with a lot of foods out there. There's all this prep for very little enjoyment. It's almost like a real bad wedding that I compare turkey to. All this prep, months and months of prep for, oh, yay, a moist bird. Let me eat some protein and let me move on to the sides that I actually want to eat, like, I don't know, mac and cheese, something like that. This turkey completely ruined this person's Thanksgiving, and then they're now homeless. 2 people, or 2 families, I should say, are now homeless. And this right here is your Shot Clock Sports Update. Buffalo Bills receiver Mac Hollins won't let a thing like lake effect snow stop his traditional pregame outfit, walking around in bare feet. Hollins generally doesn't wear shoes, and he showed up at Buffalo's he showed up at the stadium. I don't know how you say the stadium's name. Hysian Mark Stadium Sunday, not wearing any shoes at all. And then Hollins did his pregame walkthrough with no shoes on, holding his cleats in his hand. The pregame ritual worked with Hollins catching a touchdown pass from Josh Allen during that game. It's one thing to be an injured player and not paying attention to the game in front of you. It's another thing to be an injured player and to head to a concession stand during the game. Kentucky starting offensive lineman Gerald Mincey has not played since October due to an injury, and during Saturday's rivalry game with Louisville, he was spotted at a concession stand at Commonwealth Stadium while the game was going on. Needless to say, Kentucky fans slammed Mincey online as Louisville went on to blow out the Wildcats 41-14. And last night's Monday Night Football game between the Browns and Broncos wraps up Week 13 of the NFL schedule. According to a new survey, that means many people who play fantasy football have already given up. The survey found that most fantasy football players finally threw in the towel at Week 10. To be clear, not every fantasy football player is a quitter. Instead, 56% claim they never give up and never surrender. I've lost my past 2 games. I was the winningest team. Now I'm 9-4. I'm hoping I can get at least 10 wins this season. I've already made the playoffs because I was 9-2. I'm hoping I can win this entire league. Anyway, that does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Barrett 101. I do want to say before I start diving deep into this analysis here that this is all subjective for the most part. You have fun where you have fun the most, if that makes any sense at all. Well, came across this this study here from WalletHub, which broke down which American cities are the most fun, which are the least amount of fun. There could be somebody out there that finds, I don't know, Modesto, out of all places, the most fun city in America. Well, WalletHub made a very clear and obvious choice, saying Las Vegas is the most fun city in all of the United States. Orlando at number 2, Miami number 3, Atlanta at number 4. You could be sitting there and going, ew, I don't like any of those cities at all. They're too big, they're too crowded, etc. I have never been to any part of Florida, any part of Georgia. Can't say anything for them. The last time I was in Las Vegas was when I was 8 years old. My family and I went to Circus out of all places, and haven't been there since. I arranged a whole getaway with me and my ex when it was back in 2020. We were going to go to this awesome Airbnb, but of course had to break up with me. No, I'm just kidding. We broke up and didn't end up going, which at some point I'll make my way back down to Vegas, especially with the cheap flights that you can take now from Idaho Falls to Las Vegas. I just don't have the money for a hotel, all the gambling that you have to do in Vegas, all the expensive restaurants. Well, you can say, Peaches, you don't have to do that. Well, what is there to do besides that? Go check out some weird places and not spend a single dime? Go to the Omega Mart. I think it costs like $50 to get in that place. And I was also looking at the opposite end of this list, the least fun cities. Somehow Pearl City, Hawaii made it to the least fun city in America. Do they hand out awards for this type of thing? I would love for WalletHub to actually manufacture trophies and send them out. This whole thing was based off of 3 main categories: entertainment and recreation. Think restaurants, bowling alleys, sports venues, beaches, etc. What else is there? The costs of all these things. It says, while Hawaii's Pearl City could use a primer in having a good time, here are the cities that make up WalletHub's top and bottom 10. Okay, so I wish there was an exact analysis. I wish I could dive deeper into why Pearl City, Hawaii is the least fun city in America when places like Omaha, Nebraska exist. I saw Bridgeport, Connecticut was near the bottom. I've seen many jokes about Bridgeport, Connecticut. Salt Lake City, Utah made number 22 on this list. Can I find anywhere in Idaho? Can I do Control F and see? Idaho didn't make any part of the list. Did they not scan any? They didn't even scan Boise? Huntington Beach, California made 105th on this list. That goes to show that it's all subjective. All subjective. Huntington Beach is one of the most fun cities you could go to. It has a great main street. You can go to the ocean right there. 105th behind Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Okay, yeah, this is a joke. Well, here you go. Some natural disaster news, some cool space news, I guess. A small asteroid hit Earth, burned up over Siberia. It's a 70-centimeter asteroid. The astronomers spotted it hours before it hit the atmosphere above northern Siberia, making a cool fireball in the sky. Imagine seeing that. I do love seeing the posts from life in Idaho Falls of people seeing lights in the sky. They're going, what's that? Can someone explain this, please? What's going on? And I did see a post about how an alien invasion was supposed to happen today. One of those things where like this guy used a program and somehow, some way, this program accurately predicted a whole bunch of stuff like the tsunami back in 2004 or something like that. And that program said on December 3rd, 2024, there will be an alien invasion. And I don't want to start the whole conspiracy theorists people up and say they're already among us and they're disguised as people. It's crazy how loony people have gotten thanks to 2020. And you see all that stuff on Twitter. I mean, there are accounts dedicated to how certain conspiracy theories. I don't want to get into the politics of it, but there was a video compilation of Barack Obama scratching himself. And one dude was like, oh, look at that. He's scratching his wrist, his neck, and his face. He's clearly off drugs or just getting off of drugs and he's having withdrawals. It's like, dude, it's just a guy itching himself. People will make a conspiracy theory about anything. I am curious as to who's going to be the most paranoid on the Life in Idaho Falls Facebook group today, posting about how there's lights in the sky. Meanwhile, it's a Starlink satellite, but they have no idea what Starlink even is. So they're just like, oh, what's this light? Some of them might even post an airplane flying over and see the flashing red light and go, oh, it's a UFO. Peaches Pit Party on K-Bear 101, Idaho's only rock station. One of my very close friends named Jose, who I met when I worked at TMZ, he travels a lot. He goes to Texas. His family's from Texas, which makes total sense. And so every single time he goes to LAX, we send him some sort of news story going, hey, is this you? Did you do this? I found the perfect story. Even though the guy is named in the article, we always like to pretend Jose did this type of thing. This meth-caked cow onesie, this cow onesie pajama set full of meth was seized at LAX in this massive drug bust. Imagine being that person that finds that. That's insane. How are you trying to sneak that in through one of the biggest airports in the country? You know for a fact that LAX will have top-tier security, right? They'll have the most in-depth security process. That is probably one of the more famous, if not the most famous airport in the entire country. Maybe JFK. Maybe the Dallas, I would say LAX for the most part. You see that signature LAX right there out front. It's in a lot of different movies and TV shows and all of that. How did you expect to get away with trying to include a cow pajama onesie full of meth in a suitcase and think you can get away with it? This guy could qualify for the genius of the day. Every single weekday morning, 6:45 a.m. You can hear that on the Victor Wilt Show. The genius of the day or the D-bag of the day. You can also find it on the Victor Wilt Show podcast. I should say happy birthday to the Prince of Darkness himself, Ozzy Osbourne, born on this day. How many years ago? Eons ago? Let me see. How old is the Prince of Darkness? 76 years old. He's a year younger than Brian Johnson of AC/DC. That's insane to think about, really. But happy birthday to the legend himself, Ozzy. I want to talk about this here. These two women who are also moms, they're from Denmark. They made history this weekend by finishing first and second overall in the Ultraman 2024, also known as the greatest race in the world. It's the first time women have taken the two top spots in this event. This grueling event takes place in Kona, Hawaii. It's a pretty place. It spans 3 days, covers a total of 320 miles, including a 6.2-mile swim, 261.4 miles of cycling, a 56.4-mile double marathon. One of the ladies named Jen set a new women's course record with a time of 23 hours, 4 minutes, 56 seconds, while Michelle, the other woman, finished in 23 hours, 25 minutes, 47 seconds. That is utterly insane. How do you feel after an event like that? I would say that's couch-worthy for at least a week, right? You would just have to lay there. If these two are married, you know the husbands are going around buying things for them, supplying them with food, rubbing them. To go through something like that sounds like torture. I've seen people run long distances and then they take their shoes off, and if they're big-time runners like this event here, you see their toenails falling off. It's utterly gross what people put their body through. Something grueling like this doesn't sound fun to me. It sounds pretty that you're running through, cycling through, swimming through parts of Hawaii, but 261 miles of cycling? Imagine going to the stationary bike at the gym training for this event and trying your absolute hardest to get to 261 miles. At that point, you'd be spending the entire day at the gym, right? The crowd would come to the gym at certain points throughout the day. Maybe someone wants to use the bicycle. They look at you. You're sitting at 180 miles on the stationary bike. They're like, okay, it's time for this person to get off. They've done enough for today and the rest of the month. A motorist in upstate New York took the line over the river and through the woods a bit too literally. Ended up in a water rescue. Police say the driver's Thanksgiving took an unexpected turn when he attempted to take a shortcut through a shallow creek to get to a road on the other side. After all, he had seen that type of off-roading performed in TV commercials. Unfortunately, he didn't account for just how deep the creek actually is or how strong the current was, and the Jeep was no match. He and the passenger had to call police to be rescued, but by the time the deputies had arrived, they had already made it safely to land. A crew was called to the scene the next day to pull the vehicle out of the creek. No one was hurt, but the incident is under investigation. How embarrassing is that? That you're now getting national press for trying to do something and failing. At least he's trying to live it up, I guess. I don't know. I feel like if you have that friend that's like, hey, I know a shortcut, and they take you through a river and almost kill you, you are no longer friends with that person. I was thinking about asking this question to each their own. What are you unreasonably good at? But then I would have gotten some incredibly depressing answers like, I'm good at napping all day and being depressed. I'm good at just sucking at life. I'm good at being antisocial, that type of thing. Some of the good responses on Reddit, well, there's one bad response right there at the top, procrastination. I, for one, totally procrastinate. Unfortunately, I do. I wish I didn't. I'm trying my best to conquer that. It was a real bad thing back in high school and college. You would have people. The one thing that would annoy me the most are just people reminding me about tasks that I already know about, like homework or certain things around here. It's like, I understand. I understand the deadlines. I understand completely. I know what I'm doing. Now, stop annoying me. That type of thing. Reading people. I overly analyze everybody, and I mean everybody. It's an absolute terrible trait. I'm hoping they're having a great time when talking to me. If they make one wrong face or if they make this very small notion that they want to exit the conversation, I'll just be like, okay, I guess you want to leave. See ya. Sorry for annoying you. And then I'll think about it for the rest of the day. And I think about those at night, too. It's a terrible, terrible thing. Cooking by smell. No, I'm not good at that. Packing a suitcase. I'm not good at packing a suitcase only because my clothes are so much bigger compared to most other people's. And I don't really pack a suitcase. I just try to shove some clothes in a backpack and then just have the rest of my clothes back in my parents' place. And I wear those. I wear whatever's at my parents' place when I'm there. And that is it. Remembering things. I used to be very good at remembering a lot of different things. I'm blaming the meds that I'm currently taking. I'm blaming those for ruining my memory. Or maybe it's just that I'm, as I'm getting older, memory just doesn't do so well. Even though I'm 28. It's not like I'm 68 or anything like that. Skee ball? That's another one of these answers for what are you unreasonably good at? I'm not. I'm terrible at skee ball. I always try to go for the exact middle. I never go for the top left or right holes there that are 100 points. My dad would go for them. My dad's pretty good at skee ball. Overthinking, another one. Yeah, what are you unreasonably good at? I don't think I'll ask this for the peach throw. Just something to talk about here on the air. Maybe you can think about your answer and talk amongst yourselves. Tell your friend, hey, I'm unreasonably good at whatever. There are a lot of things in this world that I do not understand. A lot, of course. Well, another one of those things is people who are wanting a real Christmas tree. I totally understand if you want to chop down your tree, bring it into your front room there, your living room there, and have a real tree over an artificial tree. I'm team artificial all the way. I used to have to handle real Christmas trees back when I was on my high school basketball team. That was one thing our team did every year was unload these giant Christmas trees for this store called Ganal Lumber in Los Alamitos. We would put them in people's cars as well. We'd bring gloves. You'd wear lawn sleeve T-shirts or sweaters and jeans, and it was tough, very tough. And I was thinking, I'm like, well, there's actual families out there that go out and try hunting down a tree, and maybe that's the thrill is like, okay, we found the perfect tree. We'll put it in our living room. I just don't see the appeal. Maybe it's the smell that smells good. I have this artificial tree. It's 6.5 feet tall. I put it up the day before Thanksgiving. It's nice to look at. Maybe even if I had a giant family, I would still want a nice artificial tree. Keep it around. Not have to worry about the tree rotting, falling apart, things like that. Essentially displaying a tree that's dying in my living room that could potentially break precious ornaments. I'd much rather just have the artificial tree with the fake branches that will never die and then put it in the box, save it for next year. It is now that time to peach their own. Came across this one on Ask Reddit, said, sure, let's go with this and see what people have to say. I think I've asked this question before or variations of this question before, but Let's call in right away for this at 208-535-1015. What movie was a total and utter complete waste of your time and why? I've said it many times. I'll say it again. 2001: A Space Odyssey, one of the worst movies I have ever seen. Right up there with Jack and Jill with Adam Sandler. Again, terrible in its own way. 2001: A Space Odyssey is just so slow and boring. I don't understand how people enjoy that film. Maybe it's one of those like elitist film watchers that enjoys that film, where they're just like, oh, the camera work is superb in this movie. Stop. Just enjoy a movie for the overall story, not the camera work and the. It's a whole bunch. I used to take those film classes back in college and have to deal with analyzing these classic films that were just utterly horrible. 2001: A Space Odyssey, definitely my top answer. What movie was a total and utter complete waste of your time and why? Let me know. 208-535-1015. Hey, K-Bear, how's it going?
Good, how are you, Pete?
I'm doing fantastic. What movie is a complete waste of time in your opinion?
I would have to say the horror film Rubber from 2010.
The Killer Tire. That's right. I've heard about it. Haven't seen it. I've been meaning to watch it. Actually, I don't even want to say that. I don't even want to say that I've been meaning to watch a movie about a killer tire.
Say save your time and find something more interesting.
Right. The CGI looks horrible too. I'm looking at a little clip of it here as we're talking, and yeah, it just looks. It looks silly.
Atrocious. The storyline is intriguing until you watch the film, and then you're like, well, I'm never going to get that time in my life back.
Right, exactly. Oh, I haven't done it yet. It's tomorrow at 5. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that answer, man. Yeah. Thank you so much. Oh, really? You have a good one. K-Bear, how's it going?
Not too bad.
Hey, James. Now, what movie is a complete waste of time in your opinion?
Prometheus.
Yeah. One of those, I think I remember seeing that when it popped up in on the trailers popped up on the TV, and we're like, you got to see this, and because Jay Miller never appealed. Like, there will be blood. That was a terrible movie.
Well, it is somebody that's a fan of the Alien franchise, like before it was ruined with AVP and everything afterwards. But
that's unique.
The thing that always got me about that one was the cartographer.
I've heard that movie. Yeah,
how can you be a cartographer and lose the maps?
Like it's one of those I'll have to. I don't even know if I want to watch it.
It was your one job.
Let me see. It's your one job to keep track of the maps, and you lose them. Open water.
Yeah, that and just like the idiocy of the procedures that they'd go through when they go into an area, and it's like, oh look, there's air. Let's just take our helmets off.
All the lines filled up.
Not even thinking about, hey, what else is in this air that could not, or that could possibly not be breathable.
The only thing I'm seeing, I'm just imagining you like all frustrated watching the movie in the theater, right and left.
Yeah,
on the recording now.
I mean, this is somebody that got kicked out of Titanic from laughing too hard.
You got kicked out of the theater, seriously?
Twice.
Wow. That's something, man. It's because it's
it's
not a mono.
The one scene in Titanic when the ship's sinking, a guy, like the ship is completely vertical, and a guy falls off the stern of the boat and whacks his head on the propeller on the way down.
I have to adjust that every time. I think there's one time we had to reset the computer in here.
And just the way that the model of the animation, just the guy just starts flipping like crazy, and I just lose it every time.
It probably sounds cartoony. I'll have to take a look at that for sure, man. With this,
I mean, it's like, you got to applaud James Cameron for the effort, but
I'll have to send you those
there's some bits in that that are just absolutely funny. That in the Roosevelt time that didn't exist.
Right. Well, thank you, James, for that answer. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. You have a good one.
You as well. Okay. Yeah, K-Bear, what's going on?
Nothing much. Rubber face.
Rubber Face. Somebody at the beginning part of this segment said Rubber. Now there's a whole other movie called Rubber Face. Right. Oh, there is. 1981. Yeah, we've talked about this Jim Carrey movie before, haven't we?
Yes. It's horrible.
You're a vendetta against this film.
Well, I was so excited to see it because it was right around Jim Carrey's all his famous roles. And then I saw this old one, and it just was not good.
K-Bear, how's it going?
Not too bad. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. What movie is a complete waste of time to you?
Death Tunnel.
Death Tunnel. What's that all about?
To be perfectly honest, it was so long ago that I watched it that I don't remember. But it was just so terrible. I've never seen anything worse in my life.
The plot sounds horrible. For an initiation stunt, 5 college women are locked in a Kentucky hospital built in 1910 where 63,000 people died from a disease known as the white something. It cuts off there, but it came out in 2005. It has a 2.6 out of 10 rating on IMDb. It doesn't look that good.
It's not.
Is it one of those, like, real? What makes it bad? Just the killing in the movie, or what? Oh, you don't remember, but it looks like it's probably one of those. I'll have to check it out sometime, or maybe I'll pretend to say it's so good to Victor, so he wastes his time and then gives me his full review.
Yeah. There you go.
Hey, K-Bear, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing today, Peaches?
Doing fantastic. What's that movie that was a complete and utter waste of time to you?
Wicked.
Oh, the new one?
Through that thing. Yeah, that one.
Did somebody drag you to the theater?
I kind of did. I drugged myself. I took my wife because she wanted to go, but I swear to God, I didn't know it was a musical. I honestly thought it was a movie.
Ah, gotcha.
And so I wasn't prepared for that. I didn't know it was nearly 3 hours long, and I didn't know it was a part one.
Yeah, I didn't know it was nearly 3 hours long. I didn't realize it was 3 hours long until Victor pointed that out to me during the noon hour today. I wasn't even going to attempt to watch something like that. Just not my thing at all. I more so enjoy the interviews that they're doing for the press run they're doing, like the Cynthia and Ariana Grande when they're holding hands and crying every interview.
Looking like they're starving to death.
Yeah, they need to lay off the Ozempic for sure. Like, I don't know what's going on with those two. It's not looking good for either of them.
No, someone needs to call Health and Protection Services on both.
True. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoy the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.